Let's move on to a game that you do want to move on. Louisiana Raging Cajuns, 4-1, 2-1 in the Sun Belt at Texas State, 1-6, 1-2 in the Sun Belt. Raging Cajuns bounce back from their 30-27 home loss to Coastal Carolina with a big 24-20 win at UAB. Texas State coming off their 5th loss in 6 games, 52-14 at BYU. Louisiana Raging Cajuns open up at 16.5-point favorites. That's down to 15.5 or 15. This total at 56.5. Noli knows you're looking at this Sun Belt, Fun Belt action on Saturday night. What's your move?
I mean, you know what it is, Jimmy. I'm wearing the sweater that I'm here on a mission, you know what I mean? And I'm here to make these unders great, and this is what these teams do, you know. Combined 9-3 to the under. Lafayette team that predominantly is going to run the ball. You know, they run the ball with their quarterback and a lot of rushing attempts. And the QB Lewis really struggles through the air. You look last week versus UAB, he was just 3 of 8 for 28 yards in the first half. A guy that I really don't trust his arm. But what they started implementing a lot last game and the second half against Coastal Carolina was a lot more quarterback runs. He can't get it done through the ground, but they run at a slower pace. You know, you look at the last 3 games, they're only averaging 58.7 plays per game. That would be dead last. But overall, they're 89th out of 101 for 62.6 plays per game. They're getting some key guys back also on the defensive side. Defense that only gives up 22.6 points per game. They're getting a key linebacker back that they got back last week, linebacker Farad Gardner, who led the team with 9 tackles instantly. And they also get a D lineman back to go along with him. And the defensive side that continues to get stronger and stronger. On the Texas State side, not a whole lot to like about them. They're 1-6 straight up, 3-4 ATS. They're getting pounded quite a bit, but another team that plays at another slow pace. 69th out of 101 for 69.9 plays per game, but even lower their last 3 here. 64.3 in their last 2. They're 5-2 to the under. They're just a team that really just hasn't been able to get it done offensively. Their third down conversion rate over the last 3, just 20.5%. Haven't been able to stay on the field much. So to me, I feel like the better team in Louisiana Lafayette will dictate the pace, and that pace is slow, and they're going to run the ball, eat up clock, and I think this total is just too high, you know. So I'm going to take a shot at the under 56.5.
Under 56.5 in Raging Cajuns up at Texas State for Noli. No, C-Mac, what do you think of that spot?
Yeah, I think that's right on the number here. This one's hard to read. Texas State team that's not very good. BYU beat them 52-14. BYU's good. South Alabama beat them 30-20. I think it stays in that area. Lafayette's beat them 7 in a row and 7 straight against the spread. It's a big number here on the road. So it's a pat. It's close. I like the Raging Cajuns, but I'm not going to lay that on the road right now in that game. And I lean a little bit to the under. But even that, I don't know if I can take it. But it's right. I think that's right on the over-unders. That's right where I'd put it, like 56, 57 in this game. So
cash action bets backing Texas State. C-Mac staying off. John Ryan, is there a move that interests you? Louisiana, Lafayette.
I would definitely lean to the under. I like the idea of Lafayette Raging Cajuns controlling the clock with their ground game. 55% of their plays this year have been on the ground. They're ranked 19th in the nation, averaging 5.1 yards per rush, and they average 35 rushing attempts a game and 176 yards per game. So it stands to reason that they're going to run the ball even more than that against a suspect Texas State defense that ranks 65th in points per play in the nation. That's going up against the Cajuns, who are 35th. On the other side of the ball, you got Texas State offense at 63rd, going up against the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns at 29th ranking of yards per point allowed. So despite the offense being superior by the rushing game, you also have the better defense by even a greater margin with the Raging Cajuns. So I like that under idea that Nolly has.
We have Noli on the under, John Ryan liking it, and Gas Station saying under of the weekend in NCAA football.